Tom Jurich.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all so much. So much. Thank you. Love you guys. This is Eric Crawford's fault. Terrell and I were driving on Tuesday to come up here from South Carolina, and Eric said, "This is going to be really emotional." I said, No. Terrell says, can you handle it? I said, "Oh, yeah, this is a piece of cake." Well, this is not a piece of cake. I got off right here at the Cardinal Boulevard, and it hit me hard. I haven't been back in 8 years. And this is a place I love dearly. And President, I wish you so much luck. I've heard so many great things about you. I got to visit with Josh yesterday. You got a great team together, you and Josh. You're going to make a great team, and I just wish all of you the best of luck. This has never been a job to me. This was never a job to me, ever. You know, we had a lot of ups and a lot of downs, but that's the world we live in. And I just, I said that day, I'm not good at writing notes and all that because I can't read. So I just, I said I do this I want to speak to this group because I want to speak from my heart. I want you to know that this is all coming from my heart. There was never one day that I went to work. It was my passion. And it was my goal to see this university turn into something extremely special. And, I must thank Dr. Shoemaker, who hired me, President Ramsey, who you all know, did a marvelous job here. And we wish you nothing but the best. You're in a wonderful institution, and I know you're going to do great. I just hear nothing but great things about you, so congratulations to you. Mayor Greenberg, Craig's a 10. He's just a 10. And then I can't thank you enough for doing this. You and your people at the city. And my favorite Traegers were Bernard and Steve and Scott, but I've got to know the best Traeger is over there, Kevin. And I really appreciate everybody doing this. This took a lot of work, and I know it, and I did not expect it. I do not take it for granted, and I'm extremely humbled for it. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing this. I just want to thank you. And one thing I do want to correct President Bradley on, and usually when you correct a president, you get fired, but I'm fired anyway, so it doesn't matter. President Bradley, you said all these nice things about me, and that was very kind. But as Josh knows, as my whole family knows, this is we. This is a we thing. Please, people, everybody understand that my dad taught me the greatest lesson of all time. My dad was a brilliant businessman, but he always told me, you hire great people, and you get the hell out of the way. And that's what I always tried to live by. I tried to hire the best people and get the hell out of the way and let them do their jobs. And as you can see, it's a phenomenal group of coaches that we've had for at least my 20 years of tenure. And I know now I'm just so pleased with what they have now with all the coaches and what Jeff is doing, and Coach Kelsey, you're a 15, you're not a 10. And we had so much fun watching you this year. And it's just so great to have Louisville basketball back. So great. I'll just tell you one just little quick story about that is I'd never met Coach. I'd never met Coach till today. But I've got an 11-year-old grandson right here, Jack, who's really, he's 35, actually. But my buddy over here is great friends with your son, and they play on their same little basketball team and go to school together. But he just said, Papa, Coach Kelsey is a real deal. He says, you're the real guy. And Coach, that's the best compliment you can get. Forget the coaching part. If you're a real guy, that's what matters. So congrats and good luck to you. I love my family dearly. Anybody that knows me knows that's the most important thing in my life is my family. And I got the 4 wonderful, wonderful children, 8 wonderful grandchildren. I couldn't, there can't be a more blessed man on this earth than me because of the family I have. Everybody knows Tara Lynn. Tara Lynn was the greatest ally, the best friend, the best mentor. And believe me, she was my mentor. She, I'd come home and I was blown up all over the place, and she always brought me back into the rails. Could have never done it. In Northern Arizona, whether it was Colorado State or it was Louisville, could have never done it without her. And we did this together. It wasn't me. Please, it was never me. It was her. So, love you dearly, babe. And the rock of all of our lives is, and somebody that I'm the most proud of that is here today, is my beautiful mother. My mother's gonna be... My mom was that person growing up. My mom's gonna be 96 next month. And my mom was the one person in our household always that she never had a bad day. She never had a bad day. And, I had a lot of them, but she never had a bad day. And she always kept us going, whether it was my dad or my sister, we always were going on the right trajectory. And I learned so many life lessons from you, Mom, and I'll never forget it. Never, ever forget it. And you're going to live forever, Mom. And I love it, and I love that. I love it, and to have your mother here, Craig, this is spectacular, but to have your mother here is nothing's better. The one thing that I always wanted when I came here was to make this a family. Our department was a family, and employees, that's not a good word to me, employees. We don't have employees. There's no I and we, that. We're all we together. We're all together. It didn't matter who we were. We're all together. We did everything together. And, you hire somebody as special as Julie, you can see Julie. I mean, Julie's the best that ever lived. Julie's the best that ever lived. Okay. And I can't even look at you, Julie. I can't look at you right now. I'm sorry. I can't do it. But Julie bailed me out 448,000 times. And she won't ever say that. She always gives me these, hey, he did this, he did that, he did. No. When I met the very first person I've ever met in this city was the mayor's dad. I was me and Tara Lynn Tara Lynn just got in like the day before. We were trying to move the family here, and we were invited to a holiday party at Dr. Charlie Mall's house. And so nobody knew me. I didn't know anybody. Me and Tara Lynn it was December. I'm standing outside. It's cold as hell. And your dad comes to see me, Craig. And he says, how can I help? I said, well, he introduced himself, and he was working with Jewish Hospital at the time, and blah, blah, blah. And we got talking, and I said, I told him how important to me the wellness in sports is, the training and sports training and all that. And I said, I don't think we're too good at that over there at the university yet. I hadn't dug in yet. I'll never forget that. You brought Joanne Berryman into the conversation, and you said, this was a Saturday night party, and you said, can you meet me 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock Monday morning down at the Jewish Hospital? I didn't know how to get there. I didn't even know where it was. So I got there, and I go to that beautiful place, and we sit down, and we devised a plan that you were going to be our sports medicine provider. And like I said, I know when I'm overmatched. I got out of that deal quick and turned it over to Julie, and she built it into the most world-class sports medicine program in the country. And it's easy to say. That's easy to say. Well, we were the best. We were this. That was the best. I mean, we had UCLA and Michigan's, and everybody wanted to come see how we did this. But it was all because of Julie. It was all because of Julie, and it was world-class. But you also, if you remember, The only thing you really cared about. You didn't care less about us winning or losing. All Mr. Greenberg cared about was, will you fix academics? That's all he cared about. And I'll tell you what, that meeting hit hard to me. That hit hard. So again, what do you do when you're the boss? You turn it over to Julie. And Julie went, I said, you find us the greatest academic person in America, because we got to fix this thing here. And Julie went and found the greatest, in Marvin Mitchell. And Marvin Mitchell is without a doubt, and not just the academics, what he did, what he has done for people. And I can't think enough. You know, to all our coaches, the greatest. You know, Julie's right. I take a bullet for. I took a lot of bullets, by the way, but I would for all my coaches, because they're the heart and soul of this program. They were the heart and soul. You know, I look over here and I get to see Coach Prado, who's one of my dearest friends in the world. And Coach Prado is way more than a baseball coach. Him and his wife Pam are they're some of the dearest friends you could ever had. But Coach Prado had a great vision for this place too. Before the place even had a vision, he had the vision. And him and Scotty Danbor, the two closest guys you could ever have met. I mean, to help you navigate through all these problems. And we got it all done. We got it done. But I can assure you one thing: we had academics taken care of. And I know how much that meant to you, and I appreciate it. You see this wonderful street and all these facilities. I see Larry Clark there, and I hope you all know how much he did. Larry Clark is the reason they're all built. Kathleen Smith, who did a marvelous job for Dr. Ramsey, Kathleen Smith has her fingerprints on all this stuff. But she was like me. She was just exactly like me. She says, I'm gonna call Larry. You know, and Larry got it always done. And I thank you for everything, Larry. This city owes Larry a huge debt. This university owes him a huge debt of gratitude. I look at this crowd, this is so overwhelming to me, and I thank you all so much. I just promise you that I gave you everything I had for 20 years. I gave 110% for 20 years. I did. And my number one goal, though, was to make this a destination. And you're right, and I think Coach Mack said it, or Julie said it, I'm not sure who said it, but I wanted this to be a destination. I didn't want this to be a stepping stone for anybody. You know, and granted, we had a lot of great things happen. We had a lot of tough things happen. You know that. Everything. We had a lot of downs too. But I wanted this to be a destination because this is such a special, special, special place. And it's hard. This is hard. I'm telling you, this is hard. And I wanted my coaches to believe in that. And it wasn't a myth. And I love the sounds of these airplanes, by the way. I love this. This is special. This brings back the best memories. But I wanted our coaches to know that they never had to worry. They never had to look behind them. They never had to look behind them, watch their back. Nobody. Because at first I wasn't going to play any games with anybody. They knew where I stood at all times. And they know where Julie stood. And I wanted our coaches to know they had full support. I wanted all our administration, everybody on this campus to know that they had our full support. We really wanted to be a big part of this campus, President. That's what I think we did. And your predecessor, Jim Ramsey, he really believed in that. He wanted us all to be together, and it worked. And it worked. And it's a special place with unbelievable heights you're going to achieve. This place is so poised for the future, it's unbelievable. And we wish you nothing but the best, both of you, Josh and Dr. Bradley. It's going to be fun to watch it. It's going to be fun to do it. And I just want everybody to know in this little gathering here that without Mr. Patterson, right there, I love him to death. I mean, I love him. He's one of my own. He's one of my own. And Dr. Lynn, how do anybody thank Dr. Lynn and Cindy enough? Come in, Scotty, what did he promise you now? But that's why you see the Traeger family everywhere, because they have a wonderful passion for this place. But I can't single everybody out. Cheryl Snyder, I see you sitting right there. And when I went through my darkest time at this university, he represented me. and did a hell of a job. You ever have any problems, you call Cheryl. Okay. His wife, Jessica, who was our president of our board of trustees, did a marvelous job. Sam and Bonnie Rector, Harry and Nancy Jones, the late Harry and Nancy Jones, they're the ones who got me. Sam and Bonnie and Harry and Nancy are the 4 people that convinced me and Terrell to take this job. I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough. It is so special. And Kenny Klein, you never worked for me. You've always been a brother. You've always been a brother. You and Donna and beautiful Brady and Carly. I can't talk about Kenny because I will start crying. It's special. And me and Terrell had an opportunity to go up. Coach Pitino brought us up his last game when they won the championship at Madison Square Garden. And it was quite an experience. First of all, I was scared to death because he put her right next to him on the floor. And I didn't think that was going to end well, but it did. It was fun. But Coach says after practice on Friday, what do you want to do? I said, I want to go have a beer. What else are you going to do? And so I said, I want to go to one of them dive bars in the neighborhood, just one of those neighborhood bars that you see on TV. He said, okay. Of course, he knew where to go. And so we went, and me and Coach and Shane Beamer, Kenny had him up. Shane Beamer wanted to come up and see how Coach does a practice plan. Shane Beamer's the coach at South Carolina in football, but he wanted to see how Coach ran a practice and that. So he came with us. But Coach Kelsey, I'm going to tell you something. For 20 minutes, Rick Pitino talked about you and the job you're doing here and how proud he was of you. Proud of you. You all know I'm biased. I'm very biased to Coach Pitino. I love him to death. But Coach Pitino's is a master, and he said this guy is the real deal. The real deal. So that was great to see, buddy. Great to see. I know. I talked to Josh yesterday. I know you guys are trying to work something out to play. That'd be great. That'd be great for the whole city. I'm going to end it real quick and just simply as I began, just thank you all. Because without the fan base, this school's nothing. This school's nothing. It's nothing. And I told Eric the other day driving, he goes, what was one of your best memories? I said, well, Sugar Bowl was a great memory. You know, what were we, 15 point? I don't know what kind of big, we were a big underdog. We were playing number 2 Florida. And we walked into that dome and it was all red. The whole thing was red. And Florida had about 18 people there. Because, you know, they thought they were going to roll over us and all that. And that president of the Sugar Bowl came around to the suite and he said, Tom, he pulled me outside. He said, I just want to tell you, without red, we would be dead. Meaning that bowl game would have failed badly. Not only did we fill that building and fill the streets of New Orleans and everybody had a wonderful time, it put a stamp on this program. It put a stamp on this program. And it was all because of this fan base. It's all because, and you put us all on your shoulders and rode us through. And I hope you'll never quit doing that. I hope it just gets stronger and stronger and stronger and the support continues to grow. You've got everything in front of you. Everything's in front of you. The ACC is a perfect spot for us. College athletics is a crazy place right now. Josh got a tough job in front of him. He knows it. You know, you're going to do great things. You're not going to just make it. You're going to do great things. To all of my coaches and people that I worked with, my administrative team, I've said to many times around the country anywhere I go, I would have put our administrative team against anybody in America, hands down. Hands down. And we would have, and that. And to John Ramsey, my dear friend, you and your beautiful wife, Jill, thank you for all you did. All you did. You've been a loyal friend for 27 years, buddy. And you always talk, everybody likes the easy thing to throw out, I'll be in a foxhole with him. Well, there are very few you want to be in a foxhole with. I'm going to take him, though, for sure. John's always been there. He's an extremely loyal human being, And you always stood for the right things, buddy. Kenny Klein, you're right behind him, and I can't say any more about Kenny. You know what I think about Kenny. But thank you. Thank you for everything. Thank you for everything. And thank you so much for having my family with me. That's the greatest gift anybody could ever have. Appreciate y'all.